Okay, so this might be just a little long one. Here is Joseph Bankman. Here's Barbara Fried, right? This is his mommy and daddy. So Sam Bankman-Fried's mother helped craft a strategic memo that guided the Democrat Party's 2020 election strategy. Now, she ran the Democrat super PAC Mind the Gap, authored a memo in late 2019, encouraged Democrats to give to a 501 known as the Voter Registration Project to everybody. So what is the Mind Gap? Mind Gap is known for its secretive operations where it attempts to quietly gather donations over a short period of time to prevent Republicans from mobilizing their own donors in response. When asked about her role in Mind Gap, Fried, who has no campaign experience, downplayed the organization as merely a pro bono donor advisor to help people who are interested in evidence-driven decision making, she told Vox Media. Now, the whole point is what she argued was that getting more Democrats registered to vote would be far more effective than simply donating to candidates and encouraging donors to give 90% of their election contributions to everybody's votes. It's called nonpartisan voter registration charities, or 4 times to 10 times more cost effective at netting additional Democrat votes, Fried wrote on a memo. Now, this charity ended up raising a whopping $190 million, according to recent filings cited by the Capitol Research. Now, at this time, whenever you tried to get the IRS papers on it, of course, they couldn't reveal the donations at that point in time until years later because IRS backlog. Now, years later, we had found out with these donations that it stayed out of the news. And as far as I know, out of Republican sightlines. Some Republicans see, like McCarthy and a whole long list of them, receive money from these donations. Now, this is probably old news, but I'm leading up to something. This all came out at the time that Sam Bankman-Fried was using $100 million in stolen customer funds for political donations. So the monies that he was donating that was funneling from, through Ukraine and it come back through, it was just all a big circle and it came out through the Democrat nomination. Oh, yeah. So that money come through and a bunch of Republicans got some of the money out of that too. So now we fast forward that the defendant, Sam Bankman-Fried, is charged with defrauding investors in crypto assets for raising more than $1.8 billion from investors. So all this money that he had donated to the Democrat Party through mommy and it through Ukraine, it come back through. It's just kind of laundering, cleaning that money, but it's considered legal because it went where? Into the Democrat account for elections and voting, which a shit ton was donated to Biden's campaign. Now he's in trouble for taking $1.8 billion from investors. Now this trial just started the first week of October. Now he had been released and living it up, with his little call girls and everything, living on his little island and stuff. But then he got in trouble and sent to jail over alleged witness tampering. Now this is where China comes into play. He has an ex-girlfriend, Caroline Elson, and when an ex-girlfriend gets burnt, ooh. She says that Sam Bankman-Fried sent $100 million bribe to Chinese officials. She told jurors that he is the mastermind behind the crimes that led to the company's downfall. CBS News national correspondent. It's one time I agree with him here. And see, Sam met with top aides to President Joe Biden at least 4 times this year, including, this was around 2022, this was last year, at least 4 times, including 2 months before the whole collapse took place. See, these donations were made to look like they were coming from wealthy co-conspirators. In fact, they were funded by his research, Alameda Research. And by doing this impacted the direction in which public policy as well went in connection with Biden and Hunter. $70 million to election campaigns and $40 million to politicians themselves. And he is the second highest donor. And who's the first? George Soros. And see, that's where some of the 13 Republicans out of the 22 that were trying to stop Jim Jordan received money from him. Well, let's talk about Carolyn Ellison. She is Sammy Boy's ex-girlfriend. She was the business executive and trader who pleaded guilty to fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy charges in 2022. She is the former CEO of what? Almadonna Research, the trading firm affiliated with Sam. Now, she's been testifying against him and blaming everything on him and saying he's the brains of everything. Now, I went to her Twitter page. This was interesting to me. It was posted November 3rd of 2020. Hunter Biden sus. November 3rd, 2020. Keep your eyes on that case. While we're looking here, they're doing shit here. Country Crazy out.